All right, let's deal with, let's start with the interior wall here. Um, we've got this gap for some framing. It's going to be 2x4s, and they're going to go the opposite direction. So, wrong one. So instead of going this way, they're going to come across this way, and then in between, we will do insulation. I'm not even going to bother with beam systems on this one for a couple reasons. Most importantly, though, uh, it will just glitch on me. But I also, when I get to that window opening, I want to be able to split one and do it the other way. So I'm going to come into window header, and it's not seeing my sheathing layer, so let me turn on parts here. I'm going to go into visibility graphics, look for parts. All right, now I can see where I want it. So I'm going to come into structure, I'm going to go to column, and I'm going to pick a 2x4. It's not really giving me a lot to go with to start. I'm going to have to drop one in and then fix everything. And right now, luckily, it's given me the correct orientation. So you can see, first thing I want to do is snap it to here. I'm not going to worry about the rest because it's going to be the incorrect height to begin with. So I'm going to put it in place. Yeah, none of it's visible, that's fine. Now let me come to 3D and see what the heck happened to it. And let me just temporarily hide this in view. Here we go. So I'm going to pick it. And now because this is not on the bottom and top plate, I can actually go all the way from first floor up to wall top. Click apply. Now I can come back into any view, first floor or window header where I dropped it, and I can use a line to get it where I want. So I'm going to say line, pick here, pick here. Now that I've got that in place, how many do I need? I've counted this before, so I know in this case I have 21. So I'm just going to highlight it. I'm going to say array up here. And I'm going to leave it ungrouped. That way I can tweak the ones at the window opening. But also, since I know my dimension, I can just go 21 to my second. And I can just come from this midpoint and go 2 feet up. And now they're all the correct height. They're all in the correct location. Let me come back to this view, and I'm going to split these. And again, now we're not dealing with the sill or the header. We're on the outside of the sheathing. So I can easily just say, okay, this goes from first floor. I want to get rid of my offset, and I want to make it go to the sill. Same thing here. I'm going to go to the sill with 0. And depending on where you split it, Revit tries to guess as to whether it's the header or the sill. So now I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to start at header, but with 0 offset. And so now this one's still going to be on sill. I'm going to have to change it to header. Alright, that is that. You might be tempted to come into a top view and drag your insulation up, but that'll get a little weird when we get to this opening. So I'm going to suggest a slightly different method. I'm going to come to my east elevation. Again, I'm going to go to wireframe so I can see my spacing. And we're going in between these. So I'm going to do architecture, component, model in place. I'm going to call it a wall because it's part of the wall. I'm going to make an extrusion. I'm going to pick the plane. I'm going to pick the face of this. I'm going to say it's 1.5 inches deep. And it's probably going to have to be negative 1.5 because we picked that face. So let me come in and let's just start with a negative. And I want to go ahead and make it rigid insulation. Alright, and now I am going to just do and again I'm not sure why it's cutting off there because we are inside. So I'm going to start here and then I'm just going to use the align tool to go all the way up. Because we're inside the sheathing, we can have it go all the way to the top and all the way to our subfloor. I am going to click OK once. First I have to click modify. It thinks I'm still in the line. The other option is just to hit escape twice. I'll click OK. And now I'm going to look in my 3D mode. And apparently I should not have done the negative this time around. That's fine. I'll get rid of it. Alright, now I'm in the correct position. But, oh, I was picking the wrong. That's fine. I'll go to edit work plane. Or no, sorry, edit extrusion. No, that looks like it's supposed to end there. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's not quite. So I'm going to go back to my align. Can get this inside edge. If it will let me. There we go. And so if it's not letting you pick just that side, click tab. And it'll let you pick just the one side. Alright. Now I'm going to click OK again. I'm going to double check that this is what I wanted. And we are still, I must have picked the wrong host. Because it looks like we're not exactly where we wanted to be. So I'm going to play around with that. That is 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to make this a 2 inch. And I should be in the right place. There we go. Oh, that was the extrusion end, not the offset. All right. Still supposed to be 1.5. And so to fix that, I can say edit work plane, pick, I'm going to finish it to start. I'm going to click on it, and I'm just going to move it. It's probably easier at this point. I could pick a new host and make sure it's in the right place, but I don't want to fight with it right now. And it's not letting me move. Let's see if I unconstrain it. Still not letting me move. So what I have to do is I have to highlight it, edit in place, highlight it again, and now if I edit work plane, I can disassociate it. Yeah, it was going with the 2x8. I thought I picked the 2x4. Now I can finish it, and now that it's disassociated, I can move it. So we had 21 framing members. That means inside we'll have a total of 20. So I can make another array. I can say 20 this time. I do not want to group these. And I'm just going to start from here and go 2 feet. And let me make sure everything ended up. Yep. All right. So this window opening, what do we do? Let's see if it'll let me split element. No, it's not. That split element doesn't work with things like this. But what I can do is I can come to either my west or my east elevation. And I can pick this. I can say edit in place. Click it again. And now I can edit the extrusion. So what I want to do now is I want to split this line. And I want to start picking some lines. So it is going to exist just in this tiny pocket, just in this tiny pocket. So I should probably split a couple more times. I'll split here. And here. And now I can pick this inside edge, click tab, that's fine. Pick this edge, pick this bottom, top. Now the only other thing I need to split is this line. Now I can just use trim to get the spaces I want. So I'm keeping this and this, keeping this and this. I'm keeping this and this. Oh, and I picked the wrong line here. At least for the lower one. That's fine. I will trim it for now and then just move this over. I'm keeping this part and this part. So it's a little tedious, but is it worth it compared to doing it the other way where you draw from above and then you can't edit the profile and you've got to create something from scratch over here? That'll kind of be up to you. I'll click OK on this one. Finish. And so now if I look at it from 3D, I guess I could cover my header. So I will come back into my east, edit extrusion, and I'll just drag this down. All right, so these ones are a lot simpler because you're just splitting them and closing one side, closing the other. It's just these side ones that get a little funky because you have the trimmer and king stud, and then you have what would be the normal full height. I'll show one more of these. I'm going to come back into my east view. I'm going to edit in place. I'm going to edit the extrusion. And I'm just going to draw a line this time. Draw a line here. And now I can't start trimming or I'll lose these lines. So I just want to split them first. And now click the parts I'm keeping. So if you want, since you've already done this, you could just delete this one, copy it over. And I could delete this and mirror the other one, but I'm not 100% sure that it sits perfectly. So I'd probably do this one custom again. I'm not going to take time in the video for that, but now we got something like this. Yeah, I guess I could have left all that. Silly me. So let me edit that one more time to be the correct. It's hard when you're working in this view and seeing and then remembering you're on one side of the sheathing. So I'm going to click it again, edit extrusion, and so really I don't need this one at all. I do want this, but I want it to come this direction. So I'm going to use trim. Go from here to here. Go from here to here. All right. This is more of what we'll actually cover. Good. Something similar on the other side. I'm going to unhide our wall. And if you're ever in a situation where you're not seeing your light bulb down here, you just do R and H and it will open up anything that's hidden. Alright, so that bit's done. And don't worry that we can see this because we're actually going to cover this whole area with a windowsill later anyway. So I'm going to actually stop there and I'll start a fresh one for this side of the building.